Are you struggling to make interesting percussion on your drum and bass tracks? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make some cool percussion and top loops for your drum and bass idea. So without further ado, let's get into the program.
So at the moment, the drum kit sounds like this. So very basic, as you can hear. And the first thing that we're going to do is basically load up a instrument. In this case, it's going to be operator. And we are going to click and drag the area where we want to insert a MIDI clip. And once it's highlighted, we can press Control-Shift-M or Command-Shift-M if you're on Mac. And here, basically, we're just going to write one note and press legato so it covers the whole length of that MIDI clip. And we're going to make sure that it is a white noise. So this is what it sounds like at the moment. I'm going to pitch it up so it's a much brighter noise. And now that you got this pitched up, what we're going to do now is we're going to load up LFO tool. And once you got the LFO tool loaded up, what we're going to do is we're going to change the shape. And we're going to change the rate to 132. And we can also put a vocoder before the LFO tool to kind of fine-tune the performance of the noise that we want to choose. And here I'm selecting just the bands in the higher frequency of the spectrum. And I can also play around with the formant, which is kind of like the pitch of the white noise. So let's just listen to this with the drum kit now. That sounds pretty cool. What we're going to do now is going to duplicate it, and we're going to pan one to the left, and we're going to pan the other one to the right, except for this one, we're going to add texture. Now this plugin is going to allow us to make this percussion much more interesting. So we're going to go into the drop-down menu here, and we're going to choose some vocals. And you can pitch up that vocal. You can also filter it and put an EQ on it so it has no low end. And then if you play that at a lower volume than the original layer, it's going to add a certain overtone on top of the percussion. You can also play around with the rate. So let's put one in 16th notes. And just by playing around with the formats, you get really different results. So as you can hear, you can get some really interesting shaker sounds. And you can also make this into more of a ride or cymbal sound. So if we just grab this, turn off this other layer, and make it much slower. You can also put the vocoder afterwards and add some more release. And if you put some sidechain onto this, it'll also generate a very cool groove with the kick. And if we play this with the shakers, it'll make a cool kind of combination. And another cool way to make shakers like this is to actually open up an instance of Serum. And we are going to copy over the same MIDI note onto this channel. And inside Serum, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a LFO shape just like this. And we can modify the curves so that they vary. And we're going to put it in trigger mode and in 1/16 notes. So this is what it sounds like at the moment with just some noise. Let's map alpha 1 to the level of the noise. Let's move it to eighth notes. And already we can have a functional shaker noise. You can turn on the filter so you can remove all that low one from it with a high pass. But there's some really cool textures that you can get by choosing the organics, like the air cans. And there's also a paper bag and even a cymbal loop. So this is the one I usually like because it generates some interesting kind of sounds and textures for the shakers. And if you were to actually put some texture on it, you can layer that with some white noise as well. Cool. I'm liking the sound of that. And one last thing that you can do is you can play around with the organics and the squeaky one. And by playing around with the pitch, you can get some very cool results just by putting an LFO there. So by changing this random phase, it determines how random the start position of the loop is. So you can get some really, really cool results. Cool. So that would be it for this video.
And again, my name is Yatuza with DNB Academy. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notifications for our next uploads. Thank you for watching.